Fantastic intro.
Really good intro.
Hell of a countdown.
Welcome into the Chop and Beef Show. That's what I get for working on a hotspot, a mobile hotspot, because I'm down, not in Mom's basement. I am in the beach, as we call it in New Jersey, down the shore. I am down the shore, so I'm working on a mobile hotspot right here. This phone is connected to the computer, so we are going to have technical difficulties tonight. There is no
going to
question.
work out well.
Dadgummit, that's the way to do the podcast.
I almost made it through the entire show last night without a technical difficulty, but I didn't at all. No, not even slightly. Welcome in week number 9 of the Chop and Beef Show, season number 4. I am the Beef. You got JJ in Tampa there, Locks in Savannah, kind of. How you guys doing? How you guys doing? What's going on, fellas?
Thirsty Thursday.
There you go. I got
No
my
drinking
yellow
here.
can.
Water. What?
Me neither, too. I got Pennsylvania Dutch birch beer.
What is that? Root beer?
It's birch beer.
What does that mean? You have a tree?
It's like root beer, but it's birch beer. It's like a Pennsylvania delicacy.
Okay.
So this is Pal coming in to us here on his wife's Facebook, and nothing says I got your balls in my pocket like you, and you're on your wife's Facebook. So good to see Pal today. Fist pumps and spray tans for me is exactly right.
It's called trust.
Here's a good question for Jeff. Is it sunny indoors in Tampa? What the hell is going on with JJ?
Why do you have white frames? Are you a bodybuilder?
It's my Bobby Bowden tribute for a couple minutes. Now I'm going to take this crap off.
Did he use white frames as well?
Oh, come on. You know, Bobby used white, gray, red. He used it all. He did, you know.
But really, those are your frames.
Oh, yeah. They're cheapies.
Oh, okay.
Did you buy them?
It was one of those where you wake up someplace and you have to drive hungover and you're like, oh, God, I need something.
I've never had that.
I couldn't find welding goggles, which was what I really needed. Yeah.
Oh, Lordy. We're getting close to college football season, fellas. Yeah. It's a lot of fun, but we'll start it off with a little something sad, and that's why JJ's setting up today. We lost 92 years young, one of the founders of college football, one of the grand poobahs of college football. Bobby Bowden lost his battle with a long time disease. He's pretty private, so
took the ass out of him.
Is that what it was? It was
pancreatic. I got it.
Yeah, he's been sick for a while. 92 years young. Yeah, God bless the Bowden family. You know, Locks and I have a connection with the Bowden family, with Tommy. I happen to spend more time at Clemson than Locks did, so I spent more time with Tommy.
7 years of college down the drain.
Help pay his salary one way or the other.
It was our junior year when he got hired, and I think I was there for at least 5 of his seasons. What I said. My Bobby Bowden tribute will come in the form beating the shit out of FSU week 1, then taking back the 1993 national championship. I'm not sure that can happen. I'm not sure you can take it. But Notre Dame is known for claiming national titles, so why don't you just go ahead and claim?
Whoa. When do we ever claim national titles?
Little programming note before we get into this, we're claiming national titles. Next week, there is a possibility that I won't be around. Maybe. I'm trying to get to the Little League World Series. And I know this is going to drum up a good topic of BS because Locks is a huge fan of the Little League World Series.
When's that?
It starts Thursday in Williamsport.
Wait. So I guess that restraining order is null and void now?
Right. Are you umpiring?
Nope. I just might drive out to it. It's 2.5 hours from the house. So I'm thinking seriously about just hopping in the car Thursday afternoon and going to the games Thursday night.
So your family's not there?
Correct.
Okay. It's all coming together.
They've since relocated again to South Carolina. So I'm here at the Jersey Shore with my oldest guy. My oldest stepson's here with me.
Are you going to go to the thing by yourself?
Yeah, in all likelihood. Is that weird?
Whoa.
What else are you going to pick up single mothers? I mean,
a little iffy there. A little iffy.
But I think I make it work because I I stroll, right? Like they're not giving they're not giving seats out, so I'm not going to sit there and ogle. I'm going to stroll the yard a little bit and kind of stand and talk to a parent or two, become best friends with the head coach
Everybody
of the Midwest team.
High five, guy. High five.
You need some company?
Yeah, you want to come up? No. One of my favorite stories about Little League baseball. It happened a couple of years ago. The Southeast Regional. We'll get into something, I'm sure, today. JJ's got some good stuff here.
I do.
Yeah, you do actually. I liked it, some of it. But anyway, so the Southeast Regional used to be in Gulfport, Florida, which is just, I guess, west of St. Pete, east of St. Pete. I don't know. It's right there by St. Petersburg. So I would go down and bring the old computer and work from the yard one day, and I watched a team from Alabama. They were from Huntsville, and I know you guys have out there that are listening and watching know that we talk about our friend Larry all the time on this show. Rest in peace. But he was from Huntsville, Alabama. I'm having a hard time talking tonight. No different than the other day.
Blame it on the Wi-Fi.
I'm hungover. But anyway, a team from Huntsville, Alabama, I go watch them play. I think they were playing a team from Tennessee or something like that. But they hit 9 home runs in one game. 9 home runs. So I get back to the porch, and I went by myself. I got back to the porch, and I'm like, Larry, who was from Huntsville, Alabama. I said, you got a team down there. Of course, I made friends with the coaches, and they became my adopted team. Larry, you got a team down there. I finally, he's like, that's cool. That's great. I'm like, no, you got to come with me tomorrow. They're playing in the final against Florida. You got to come see them play. They're going to beat the crap out of the team from North Tampa. This is going to be great. Alabama's going to kill. So I get I think Jeff went. Larry comes. We got the whole crew down there.
Yep.
And I think they got 1 hit against Tampa and lost. And Tampa went to the Little League.
They blew their wad after the 9 home runs.
Yeah, it was crazy. Kevron Harris checking in. Always good to see. He's not wearing his UGA David Pollock jersey when Clemson plays Georgia. No, Kevron. We're not doing that on September 4th. You can wear it any other game, just not week 1.
What if Locks is going to have his UGA jersey on?
I just Googled the last word in that last post because I thought maybe it was what do you call an acronym? JAWJA, thinking it stood for something. Then I sounded it out and realized that he was just saying Georgia.
Yeah.
I'm not hitting on all cylinders. Not hitting on all cylinders.
I don't know if any of us are, but Talk chimes in again. He says ND only claims the natties that the AP has awarded. Check Bama for BS titles and FSU in '93. Still
shared titles.
Still salty about 1993, huh?
That was the best team in the country is Notre Dame that year.
Of course, checking in from Cope. We appreciate you, Kevron. Thanks for listening to both shows. I think the Morgan Thomas show is going live tonight too, so we're up against them, and I think they probably have more listeners than we do. But hey, what are you going to do? They got a good show over there as well. So that was our programming note, just in case we give you late notice that we're not on the air. It's because I'm watching little kids play.
Why don't you do the show from Williamsport?
Maybe I do. Maybe I do. Ooh,
you're on a hot spot right now. What the hell?
That's true. I could do it from the car, or I could do it from
you can do it from the stands.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
See if I can get there. We can figure something out.
You.
Even if it's just a short, little check-in show,
Yeah.
Maybe a pass.
Yeah, that's huge.
Dugout.
I'm gonna try. I
bet you media pass. You got free Wi-Fi.
Before we get into any meat of this show, or beef, if you will, we're gonna do our so back of the week right off the bat because checking in is our so back of the week. Eddie Lockett is back on Facebook. If you don't follow Eddie Lockett, if you're not friends with Eddie Lockett on Facebook, hurry up and get to be friends with Eddie Lockett on Facebook. You will not be
go fuck yourself, Eddie Lockett, on your
Eddie,
last comment.
Very smart with his college football. He thinks 93 Boston College is greater than Notre Dame. You see, I know math there. I know math.
Oh, you had the greater thing in the right way.
I think so.
Yeah,
you have to, yeah. I know you have to teach your kids math, but where is I gotta find Eddie's thing because he's got a friendly reminder.
After his last comment, let's just move on. The hell.
Before we move on, he's got just a little friendly reminder. Which, if you're following him, and it's Chop and Beef Show's favorite high school football team, the Bluefield Beavers. Just a friendly reminder, the 11-time West Virginia State football champions, the Bluefield Beavers, will go to Sophia, West Virginia, Saturday to scrimmage the Independent Patriots at 11 a.m. Get your tickets now. Indy is coached by a former Beaver. Coach Lilly has done a fine job with the Patriots in his few years there. He did beat the Beavers when he was the coach at Shady Spring. Fuck Shady Spring.
Fuck them.
This may turn into a really physical scrimmage between a powerhouse and a team looking for respect. I'm hoping this will lead to the regular schedule meeting in the future. So the return of the Beavers, the return of Eddie Lockett on Facebook, it's here. It's, when that happens, high school and college football are in the air. This is awesome. This is awesome. And Palk, a Porta John would be the ultimate chop and beef location for Beef to run the show. You get the show.
Beef's going to taste test the blue water.
I was about today years old when I realized that there's a little urinal in the Porta Johns.
Good job.
Oh, all right.
Good education.
Wow. Now we're having arguments in the chat.
Wait, that game, this team beat that team, who beat that team, who beat that team. So your national champion is your Bluefield Beavers. I took a little artistic license on that one, pal.
That chick Tina seems to know her college football.
Our boy Palk, he's going to come on the show. If that was the programming thing too. We were planning on him coming next week, so that's the perfect week, especially if we don't have one, right?
Right.
My boy Palk runs a great podcast. If you are a Notre Dame fan, it's called 5 Foot Nothing, 100 Nothing. A lot of fun. He does know his Notre Dame fighting Irish football, and he's quite passionate about it. And he's loud, and he's obnoxious because he's born and raised in New Jersey, but now a Texan. So he's got a lot of things boiled up into one. You stir all that shit up, and that's what came out. A little 5'3" dude.
Two states that are proctologist dreams.
Yeah.
Wall-to-wall assholes.
You damn right. You damn right. And then now where we are, it's a lot of Philadelphia people. So good Lord, you mix New Jersey and Philly, and that's a recipe for disaster as well. So anyway, let's get into the show, shall we?
Let's go.
Are we?
Yeah.
I don't know. We're talking about the Field of Dreams game is on tonight, so we're up against them too. So our ratings maybe slightly take a dip tonight.
Yeah. Maybe
because of the Field of Dreams game. But I thought it was pretty cool. Did you guys watch the opening part?
Amazing.
I didn't know it was on. All right. I've seen literally the past week and a half, I've seen advertisements. I've seen Barstool's been doing stuff. They played a game on the field, all kinds of shit. Never really saw when the game was going to be on. I just assumed it was going to be on
You've seen
Saturday.
Advertisements that say day, date, time.
Maybe a Sunday night baseball from there, something let's do Thursday night, random, and not tell anybody. All right, cool. Way to go, Rob Manfred, all-star.
I'm going to tell you right now.
You saw the advertisement. You didn't see the time, date, all that stuff at the bottom?
No.
I'm going to tell you right now, they're doing, how they do a game from Williamsport as well. They play in that single A stadium over there. They bring usually the Pirates versus somebody. That's on Monday. Not next Monday, but the Monday after.
Well, I'm definitely not going to watch that.
Once again.
Might start a trend.
2 in a row.
Put it down your calendar, Locks.
I'm good.
I got this little thing that says new comments. That can't be good when it's coming from Miss Williams. Yeah. Hey. I've had a baby shark drinks and I'm feeling great. Yeah, he sent me a photo earlier today. That baby shark. You better shut the fuck up with that thing. That baby shark is full of Crown Royal.
No, Jack Daniels.
And Pepper. No, Palk's got Jack Crown. And I think Dr. Pepper, but I'm not sure. But speaking of Dr. Pepper, Fansville's back.
So back.
And
they got a spokesman.
And they got a new spokesman. Well, I don't know if he's going to speak, but he's definitely part of the show now. And that is Clemson quarterback DJ Uiagalelei, who we're just going to call DJ from here on out.
I think I had it figured out last year, and then until you said it, I couldn't remember how it said.
Yeah, there's that silent N, like the silent P or the P in Clemson, the
Yeah.
N in Uyunglele. But yeah, it's kind of cool that they're getting. So I guess Dr. Pepper's just got money to throw around too, and they happen to come after the Clemson quarterback. I'm sure there's going to be more, but because most of my feed is generally Clemson stuff, so
solid commercials during college football games. So
they are right.
Yeah. Fansville, Brian Bosworth. Who else is in that usually? A couple people, just random actors doing funny things.
Les Miles was in it.
Les Miles was in it.
Random actor. Yeah. Bosworth. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
It was fun. They're fun.
Oh, they are good. They are entertaining as hell.
And they build. I mean,
it's a story that builds. Yeah.
When you're seeing the fourth and fifth one in one game, you're like, all right, I get it. I see it already. But yeah, it's a cool premise. Good job, marketing team. You have the chop and beef stamp of approval.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Yankees up 3-1. I think Judge just blasted one into Illinois.
Good, because Jose Abreu hit one to Illinois as well earlier in the game. Good question that JJ brought up. We're kind of going all over the yard here. Would Bobby Bowden have gotten 2 more national titles if he didn't have wide right and wide right and wide right? Weren't there 3?
2?
There was at least 2.
There's one where he won against Nebraska, but it was wide left. And he had the 2 wide rights against Miami.
Scott Bentley.
Yeah.
I grew up a Miami fan. I thought it was great.
I mean, Florida State was Alabama before Alabama.
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they were playing.
Thank you, Mrs. Williams.
Well, no, wait a minute. Miami was kind of Alabama, pro-Alabama. I mean, Jesus.
I accidentally clicked on that one, but that's good.
Marty.
Well, I figured it out. You know, I take my trial and error. So last night was my trial and error, and tonight is when the true. Not only that, look at the picture in the corner. You know, I
clean, man. It's
paid
clean.
$1. You got my mug behind us. I mean, you know, the production value is just unreal. And Eddie Lockett back. You can please keep commenting, Eddie. Random. I have a buddy that works at a funeral home. That is random. I'm going to see if he will let me watch the Miami Bama game there. It's only fitting to watch that massacre there. We ain't ready for Bama. Yeah,
hey, see if he gives discounts on cremations, Eddie.
2 for.
I might need. You want to do it? Yeah, you want to do a threesome here in the chop and beef when we kick. So
the chop and beef special. Yeah. See if
I think Bobby would have. I think Bobby would have got 2 more titles to get back on track. But I mean, that's just a guess. You know, who the hell? You know.
We drove down to I think it was 2001, maybe. Yeah, I don't know that part yet, Marty. I'm not sure how to work the color scheme thing. You know, they do like the color thing. It's difficult for this simple mind. But we drove down in 2001. We got. Oh, you drove too, Locks. You were there, or not in the bus, but we got a bus and we drove to Tallahassee.
Oh yeah,
we were 8-0, thinking we were about to win down there in Tallahassee.
I threw up during the day before that game.
I threw up in the morning after a night of drinking. So we had that. It was fun. And Locks bought me glasses because my face blew up and it was all purple. It looked like Barney the dinosaur.
Like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago. That was a good one.
It's the same thing, really.
Tequila nights.
Just 25 years difference.
The
face is a little wider, but that's about it. You know?
We thought we were going to win. We literally thought we were going to win.
That was over in about 6 minutes, I think.
We pinned them deep. They stopped us on the first drive. We pinned them deep. Clemson crowd was going bananas. We were so excited. Chris Winkie was the quarterback. Fakes a handoff to Travis Minor, the running back, holds the ball at his hip. We were in that end zone watching the game. I was screaming, he still has the ball. Our defense absolutely massacred Minor for a loss of 3. But the problem was he didn't have the ball. Snoop Minnis was wide open running down the sideline for 98 yards in the touchdown.
Well, here's the thing about Bowden. During the 80s and 90s, every season he seemed to have his team in the, quote, game of the century that year. You know, whether it be Miami, Notre Dame, Florida, whatever. there was always Florida State's name synonymous with the game of the year or game of the century. And that says something. And then, you think about all the trick plays he ran that actually worked.
The punt against Clemson was...
Well, not just all the
legendary.
time. He always took a chance, and he was never afraid to go to someone's house and play him. So I think that's all credit.
There's a lot of things to that. A, they're better than everybody else. B,
but not in the beginning. Not when he was building that program in the early 80s. He went to Michigan. He went to Ohio State. They were better,
though. They were better. I would have done the same thing. Like the disparity now between
in the beginning of his programs in the early 80s. He went to places so he could get recognition.
Right.
And that's not – most coaches wouldn't do that nowadays.
Well, they don't have to anymore. Everybody gets paid with the TV rights. And, there was what, 3 or 4 games on every weekend. That was it.
Yeah.
You can go everywhere.
But to your point, like you were saying later on, when Florida State was great, he still went to the schools that were tough. He didn't go to always just like I said, they scheduled Miami, scheduled Notre Dame. I think there was an Alabama.
What about Rutgers?
Rutgers.
Oh God.
Boston College.
Boise State, Boston College, you say?
Yeah, you damn right. Oklahoma.
I just wanted to come in and say good luck to all the BC Eagles this year.
You got it.
Who's that?
Thanks.
Lock the door.
Checking in. Yeah.
Lock the door.
There's no locks on these? That's when so many schools were independent and could do that.
That's right.
Yeah, conference football has ruined everything.
Yeah.
No, but you're right, Jeff. And Boise State was lauded a few years. Well, Fresno State was one of those teams that was lauded that they would go anywhere and play anyone at any time. And yeah, it's kind of a lost art nowadays.
I'm not saying Bobby did it or started it, but he definitely was one of those that wasn't afraid to go anywhere. Like I said, back in the day. Wow.
Aggressive.
Pop's aggressive with his F. Glenn Foley, who was the quarterback at Boston College in 1993. The same 1993 team that Eddie Lockett talked about earlier. Preseason polls came out the other day, and everyone that knows me knows how much I love preseason polls.
Oh, yeah.
What were your thoughts on the preseason polls? JJ, you had thoughts.
Well, see, I looked at last year's preseason polls. And the year before, and the year before, and the year before, and then the year before that. And then even the year before that, still the same top 5 teams.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, they just switch positions, but still the same top 5 teams that, okay, here's Alabama, here's Clemson, here's Ohio State, here's an Oklahoma, here's Georgia. And just go down the list of victims and say, whoa. It's like, Jesus Christ. Which is my reason to expand the playoffs.
Lox, what do you got for the preseason? How you like them?
It's good to be a top 5 team. That's what I got.
Yeah, exactly. I think we've talked about this every year when these come out because, I make it a point to tell everyone. Again, just reiterate the fact how much I dislike the preseason polls, but JJ has been multiple times, probably for all 4 seasons we've been talking about this. He's been talking about the fact that it's boring, and for some people, it is probably the common fan that doesn't necessarily have allegiance. It's boring because you're seeing the same teams over and over again. It's kind of like WWF back in the day when you knew Hulk Hogan was going to win at WrestleMania. I'm kind of seeing it.
It's the same movie over and over and over. It's like watching Tom Cruise movies. He's the same character, just in a different place all the time.
Wow. With the Tom Cruise reference.
It's like, Jesus. Okay, you're a bartender down on your luck. You're gonna make it big. Oh, you're a jet pilot who was kicked out and your papa didn't love you. And now you're going to be a top.
But this time it's in space.
Yeah, now you're in space blowing a robot because you didn't have a father.
I didn't see that one.
Oh, that's great. You gotta watch it. Really good.
Is that what Eyes Wide Shut? Is that what that one was called?
Yeah. Oh, you're a Scientologist giving all your money away to the church, and because they got
That's
photos.
real. That's
yeah.
real.
Yeah, that's right.
Palk, I bring it back up. Palk said, can preseason polls be a topic on the show when he comes on? Yes, we will have that one. There's only two topics that night: preseason polls and University of North Carolina football.
Yeah,
Those are two things that'll get. We won't even talk. We'll just be like, Palk, UNC football, mute, and just go.
No, I'm sorry. I know this is all media based. There should not be polls until at least game 5.
Marty says expanding playoffs won't change preseason polls. That's true, but it'll allow more teams in. But it's those same teams in the top 10. The thing I don't like is that it puts a preconceived bias in the year.
Yeah.
So now you're going to be like, oh, well, game 1, we lost to the number 4 team in the country. Well, what happens if they end up with 6 losses? They were 4 at one point.
What, you talking about Penn State?
Or Georgia? A couple years ago.
Yeah, Penn State started 4th last year? It was like ninth.
Ninth, I think.
Yeah.
I think they won about 4 games.
They lost 6, I think. Yeah.
Did you all notice that Michigan wasn't even in the top 25 this year?
I didn't notice. I didn't look. I'll be honest with you. I heard it came out. I heard the coaches poll came out. I heard ESPN poll came out. I didn't look. I really
this was the top 5. That was it. Saw where Clemson was and turned it off because it doesn't matter to me. I mean,
it doesn't.
It is whatever. I mean, but it just gives talking heads something to talk about, and that's fine. The thing that I have liked to watch is the college football preview or whatever it's on ESPN2 sometimes, and they do talk about schedule.
Yeah.
They play the over-under game. That's kind of interesting. I find that much more interesting than over under 8 wins, over under 10 wins. For this game.
If you're a degenerate gambler, you love that shit.
Also, if you're a degenerate gambler, tomorrow a preseason magazine comes out where all 100 and whatever number of teams that are on D1 football and I think FCS as well comes out, and I was happen to be lucky enough to write 20 of the preseason polls that are going to be in this digital magazine. You can't buy it on shelves. Yeah, I wish you could buy it on shelves because that means then I would make $1. But
I'm listening to this poll show and I'm just like, fuck, I don't have enough to drink.
Palk said it keeps teams propped up because where they started, logic goes out the window. That's pretty much my theory completely too. It just makes no sense. Texas A&M being ranked 5th, 4 losses, and they're still ranked in the top 25. It just gives I don't know. Anyway, I'm okay with it, Locks, if it's just talking heads talking about it. But the fact that they continue to actually use those numbers going into the regular season just really gets my ire up. But I'm not ready to get my ire up yet because we haven't even started the season.
I think you made the best point of the whole night that people look at the polls and have prejudiced eyes when it already starts. And I don't think that's fair to a lot of teams.
The cream will always rise, but there's always 1 or 2 teams that get propped way up preseason and then fall ridiculously on their face. My boy Smitty says always good for marketing games on TV. That's very true too, and Smitty's a very smart guy, so I hate when he gives.
No, that's the whole point. The whole point is to blow up the season from the get-go.
If they didn't have the actual coaches poll, the AP, preseason, if they didn't do that, someone would do it, and then it would get used. So if they just said, no, we're not doing it, well, then ESPN would come out one, CBS would come out one. It's going to happen no matter what. So even though they're like, no, well, it's still going to happen because, like Smitty's saying right here, it's going to be on TV, to get fans like, oh, those are 2 good teams for the viewer that doesn't follow as much as losers like us do. What?
If they didn't do it, you'd have created – who's the guy on the NFL who does the draft?
Mel Kiper Jr.
You'd have the next Mel Kiper,
And Todd McShee.
It's Todd McShee.
Yeah, you'd have those – someone would do it. It's there's your –
mock draft 2.0 A.
Yeah, here's your preseason poll for all we do all 400 Division 2, 1, whoever,
Yeah, we do it no matter what.
Yeah.
Gives them a job. We got to keep people employed in America. Putting people to work.
Well, I thought we were working now. I thought I was getting paid for this.
You are in manscaping tools.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I've already got $90 in manscaping tools.
Yeah, you do. Then the media who did the
Use it this
voting
week.
mocks highly ranked teams losing a circle jerk on a major level. There's no question. Yeah, it definitely becomes one of those, especially with the talking heads. And then you end up with dot, 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 dot. Yeah.
We've already started an argument with the family.
I love it. I love it. So what else we got going on? One of the Locks, JJ, you had a thing here about J.R. Smith.
Yeah, how about this
University
guy?
of North Carolina alum.
Right.
J.R.
Two-time
Smith.
NBA champion for two different teams. Going back to school.
More tats per capita than any other golfer in NCAA history. I can guarantee you that.
I haven't seen a lot of golfers naked. Tell me something there, Locks.
I've seen him with his shirt off at the Cleveland.
He doesn't like shirts.
Cleveland Cavaliers.
Like
yeah, I mean, he's playing shirt on. Hey, if he can do this, great. But I'll tell you, I've seen him swing. There's some good college golfers. It'd be interesting to see if does he not make the team.
Okay, first, let's mention this guy who's won 2 NBA titles is going back to college to get his leisure studies degree.
Yeah, he's going to play golf.
And then to join the golf team. Now, I think that's cool.
It's a great story.
And he's going to play at North Carolina A&M, A&T.
A&T.
Yeah.
He's a Jersey kid. He's a Jersey kid, went to St. Benedict's.
Who says you can't go back?
The NCAA, you watch.
So I guess he didn't finish at North Carolina then.
Obviously.
They're going to put the squash on it. You watch. I can almost guarantee you.
Locks, I think this is an opportunity for you, man.
Give it to him.
Go back to school. Join the golf team. This builds you up for the senior tour.
I just, yeah.
Come on. You can do this.
No, I couldn't go to school. Let's just start there. I can't do 8th grade math right now. I can tell you that. So I definitely couldn't do college level. And I'm not a good golfer. So yeah, I don't think J.R. Smith, to be on a golf team, I don't think anybody realizes, to be on a college golf team, you have to be a scratch golfer, 0 handicap, shoot par or better all the time. He's not that good. He's good. He's like a 3 or 4, I think, but you're not going to. No,
he's going to be able to play at A&T probably, though.
Yeah. I one time I got on the Clemson golf course because I did a project with a kid on the golf team. And I said, look, I'll do your part for a free round of golf. And he took me out there. He was the 6th man. He wasn't even on the team. And he was fucking awesome. He was incredible. I think he shot 2 under on the Clemson course, which was a tough track. I was shocked. And he's not on the team. And Clemson is one of the best in the nation at golf. But yeah, I'm sure A&T probably isn't as good, but it's still, this is college level golfers. So there's some good players in North Carolina, especially too.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch, and it gives them a little publicity too. A traditional black college, historically black university. It's going to get them a headline, and obviously we heard about it, right? So I think that's really cool for them. Hey, if it works out, it's a great story,
Again, though, like I've said, if the NCAA is involved, they'll squash it because they don't like anything fun to happen. So it ain't going to happen. That's going to be where my money is.
Kind of like baseball.
They'll find a way just to ruin it. Douchebags.
Tell us how you really feel.
I can keep going.
Maybe they'll do golf super conferences.
Yeah.
With sponsors, with loudmouth golf and all them.
Might as well. Tailor made,
That'd be badass.
Yeah.
Speaking of badass and golf, I was on the Book of Faces the other day, and with the moving out of New Jersey eventually at this point, it's not happening yet, but heading down to South Carolina, I joined a group on the Book of Faces that is where we'll be living, just to kind of see what was going on. People are selling stuff, and anyway, I see a familiar name on this page that joined it. It's for neighbors and people that live there or have houses there or whatever. And it was Barrett Sally. You ever hear that name, guys? Barrett Sally. Or Sally, but I think it's Sally.
kind of a who's this bum?
Got me.
He's a Georgia guy. He's got a podcast. He's a talking head on, I believe, CBS Sports, maybe Fox Sports. But
Like
I
on
tell
TV,
you,
or is he like a podcast guy? Or
he's on TV, but he does have a college football podcast. I believe he's also on a show on ESPN College Sports Radio, not ESPN Radio, with Danny Cannell. I believe he's on that show too. I'm not certain. And Greg McElroy. I believe he's part of that as well. But anyway, he's a talking head. He plays golf apparently. So he's put do you have to be a member at this golf club in order to play there? So I started thinking about this, and a couple of years ago, after the Ohio State game where Clemson won, I got kicked off of Twitter famously. And by famously, I mean the three people that listen to our show. Well, the person that I was tweeting back and forth with was Barrett Sallee. and I got banned. So the only really option is that he was the one who reported me to ban me, and who knows what I was saying.
What did you say to Barrett Sallee to get?
I have no idea, but he was like an Ohio State homer and all this stuff. So I probably called him all sorts of names.
He's already a douche.
But I mean, 100% on mine. But I even said, Laura was like, "Oh, look, this guy, he wants to play golf. Why don't you reach out to him and play golf?" And I'm like, but how funny would that be? He wouldn't know who I was, right? Because, I got so many burners on the Twitter machine.
God, I hope he does.
The point of the story is, Palk said it perfectly.
Fuck that guy. So if you now would be a perfect time for you to follow through with your purchase. Get the Clemson camo print golf cart.
Yeah.
And roll over to his spot and pick him up and take him over to the club. Treat him to a round.
And if he has a golf bag that has Ohio State on it, just accidentally run it over.
Yeah.
He's a Georgia guy.
I'm sorry.
Then you just take it. Here's the ticket. I don't know if you ever played this game. So, the guy's going to the tee. You just loosen the thing.
Yeah, that's a classic.
So then you floor it, and his shit falls off, and all his clubs get dinged up. Not cool. Not saying I've ever done it. Seen it on a video.
Too, so crap can fly out.
Yeah.
All right, and then just keep going, right?
Just go. And then turn around and run his shit over.
But make sure he's got his wallet in the cart so you can buy a couple rounds on him.
Yeah.
No cash at the club.
No.
He's got a credit card on there, right?
Just a signature. Yeah. No cards. No cash.
No cash. Just
put on the Underhills.
Locks is a pro.
Best trick in the book. Locks is a pro.
Hell yeah. Good one.
I'm sure he's done it to me, actually.
No.
I've definitely had it done to me.
It wouldn't matter if your clubs hit the ground.
No, I don't care at all. We can keep going.
From the recycler.
This guy deserves an ass kicking.
From the recycler.
Not a literal ass kicking for getting you kicked off Twitter, but you got to fuck with him somehow.
Oh, it was only like a 24-hour ban, if it was even that. So I'm bad.
It doesn't matter.
I let stuff die, but I do have a friend on this show that is vindictive, and it's not me.
Who?
Or Locks. Always remember.
It's not vengeful. I remember shit.
That's right. And speaking of good memories, you remember when the Cubs were good?
The trade deadline?
About 3 weeks ago.
Hey, the Yankees are trying to kill Rizzo. I don't want to hear it.
Tell his unvaccinated ass that he needs to get vaccinated.
Well, I'm not responsible for that. I tried to get him to stay with the Cubs. He said, no, it's about money. It's like, all right, be greedy.
It's not about money. He doesn't get paid. The Cubs retain most of that salary.
He's still getting paid.
But he is a cancer survivor, so he was a little
whatever
skeptical about
your sob story. I got cancer
about the whatever it is, the vaccination. So he got a couple guys sick on the team, but hey, they're still playing, they're still winning. Okay. So
Cubs are a good Double-A team right now. I think they got a shot for the Double-A title. They're doing all right. They've only lost 7 in a row, now 8 in a row.
Did anyone happen to check the score for the Athletics versus Indians today? It's pretty close.
No. Oh, yeah. They got 2 touchdowns and 2 saves.
17-0.
I thought it was 18-2.
I thought it was over, but I guess not. You're Cleveland Guardians.
Guardians. Guardians of Erie.
My brother and I were talking today because we were at the beach,
Lindsay.
and we were talking about how the Braves are probably going to be changing their name, right? It's just a matter of when, not if.
No.
And what the name
Okay.
should be. And he brought up a good name. I thought it was cool. I thought we could talk about it. He said it should be the Atlanta Hammers for Hank Aaron. And they don't even have to change their logo because they can do the tomahawk and just do a little round thing and be the Hammers.
Ball peen hammer.
Tomahawk Chop is banned.
That could still happen. They
Tomahawk
could just
Chop is banned in KC now.
It's
bang the
banned.
nail, bang the nail. I don't know.
know.
You get shut down hard for that. You
Okay,
can't
no.
wear the headgear anymore over in KC
Yeah.
either.
You can't, you can't do the war bond anymore too, and that means my war bond's going to hang on the wall.
Well, I mean, you can wear it around your house and shit.
I do, but that's for they pay extra.
That's a damn shame, you know?
I mean,
Yeah.
It is a damn shame.
Damn shame.
Okay, so once again, I can see where people get upset with Redskins. I can even see why people get upset with Indians. However, names that kind of are honorable: Warriors, Braves, Chiefs, Blackhawks. I don't Seminoles, which the tribe actually agreed that they accept. I don't get it.
Cancel
Yeah,
culture.
I don't know. I don't care enough to.
I just think it's like, is minorities gonna make the majority? Change the ways of thinking, and that just kind of is disturbing.
Speaking of what change of thinking, that's a good segue to, when we started this show, we were thinking we were going to have friends and family listen to us, but no, we had a surprise guest, Milky Way, one of Locke's first friend requests on his Locke's page on Facebook. We just wanted to give a shout out to our friend Milky Way.
I'll reach out to him.
Whatever cave he is in Afghanistan, making sure the Taliban's taking control of that shithole country. I miss you way bad.
I remember I screenshot it and I texted you guys, and the first thing that came back was 3 skull and crossbones, like I was going to die.
It's like those friend requests that Jeff was getting and our friend Nelson Wilhite was getting too one day, where it was like all these beautiful women, and it's like, you think this is legit?
Yeah, seriously.
Should I make her a follower? Yeah, okay.
But reach out to Milky Way. We got to check on him. Hopefully he didn't.
I will.
Hopefully,
I'll see if I can pull him up here as we're recording.
Yeah, hopefully his wife, that's also a pack mule for the Taliban, is doing okay. She's good.
Well, we'd love to have him on the show before PALC.
Yeah. Oh, I would love to have Milky Way on the show.
Yeah, we'll have him on. Maybe our friend Rai could do it. We'll call the Braves the Palkovics. I'd be thrilled to pieces. Others might be offended, but fuck them. There we go.
Talk to Rai to talk to Tracy to get a hold of Milky Way.
I'm sure that can happen. That's exactly right.
Tracy EY could definitely get through and find Milky Way.
Yeah. What else we got going on? Anything good going on before we end this mess? Maybe a little shorter show than usual. I got family. You can probably hear them in the background. Mom's going to start calling me first.
What about this custom balls story?
Custom balls?
Custom balls in golfing.
Give it to us.
Yeah.
Well, it was Locke's story.
I don't even know what
to get custom balls.
Oh yeah, custom golf balls. I'm like,
yeah. You can like they have a special usually once or twice a year. Like Titleist always does it. Like you can get golf balls from one of my vendors. It's like a write-off for them. It's advertising, like, so I can put their stuff on it, and they'll pay for the golf balls, and I give them out to customers. Right. Also, I use them all the time.
Right.
Thanks, so I saw a thing on Instagram.
B balls.
I saw a thing on Instagram where a guy, like, it was a submission to Titleist, and it was a letter back from Titleist saying, "Dear sir, blah blah blah. What did it say, Jeff? I remember. We will not accept. We will not accept
sinking putts and drilling sluts."
And drilling
What's
sluts.
the problem?
on our golf ball. Please
The
choose
guy will
another
never lose a
slogan.
golf ball ever. I mean,
Please choose another slogan.
It was very professionally written. You have to give Titleist or whoever the manufacturer was,
Great.
some
Yeah, I
kudos
mean,
there. That
come
was
on.
very, very professional. No question about it.
It was solid.
Which is classic.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the Dodger ball girl that tackled the fan on the field?
I didn't see it
Yeah.
at all. Yeah.
Oh, hey, she's a looker and
Is that right?
obviously loves Las Vegas.
Why?
Really?
Give us that part. I don't get that part.
She's
I
on
didn't see
her.
it either.
Well, me being me doing investigative reporting, so I want to know about this ball girl who tackled a fan who ran on the field. Got her name and all that kind of crap, and looked up her Instagram thing. And she's a looker and loves Vegas. I mean, all of her pictures are in Vegas at the pools. Like, when do you have time to be a ball girl?
Eddie Lockett checks in.
It's right.
Dude, it's so good. It is so good to have you back because and now Marty's pissed because he's got to win comment of the night. But you can't compete with Eddie Lockett. Change their names to the Atlanta off constantly. So when I can't even read it. Yeah,
so
you can read it yourself.
The other team
Change their names to the Atlanta off constantly. So when they lose, the other team can yell, "We beat off constantly."
How childish are we?
Oh wow.
Oh God.
Is there a single security guard at any sporting event that is athletic enough to stop a fan? That's a good question, and you prepare an answer for that for when you will come on this show, because I don't think so. And you have to remember, because I'll forget too that I said that. And then Marty says, Jeff wants to know about every ball girl. You damn right.
I am single. Yeah, I do. You're right.
There's no question about that.
I can't imagine why I haven't found love.
Looking for nub in all
Hey,
the
speaking
wrong
of,
yeah, give it
one
to
more
us.
thing. Did you hear about the Christian stripper on OnlyFans?
No, I don't know why.
Yeah, she's a stripper on OnlyFans, and she said the Lord wants her to do it. I bet she's not vaccinated either.
Probably.
Well,
chances are good.
That's why she's still at home.
Yeah.
On that note, we will end this mess. Thanks so much for joining us each and every week. We really do appreciate it. Thanks for the comments tonight, Pauk. Thanks for drinking a bottle and a half of Crown Royal. Marty, thanks for your comments. Always welcome and loved. Eddie Lockett, we can't even say anything else about that. Good to see Kevron Harris. Smitty, great to see you too. Thanks so much for joining us. We may or may not be back next week, depending on where I am in the world. Or we could be doing it from my car, because obviously I figured it out, Marty. I figured out the internet, Marty. So maybe I can do it. So on behalf of that guy, Marty, or that's the other show. On behalf of JJ in Tampa and Zach Loxparker, I am Casey the Beef Cregan. Thanks for joining us on the Chop and Beef Show. We'll see you next week. Maybe. Say goodnight, boys.
Good night, boys.
See ya.
Hit the end broadcast button,